Hello, guys. Good morning. This is Saturday. It's my trade recap. We are here to check and see what really happened on this trading week that just ended. So let's quickly jump into it. Here is my gold. After marking out the weekly high and low of the week, I definitely went in for a buy opportunity. Here is my 4 hour time frame. Let me jump to intermediate. So you can also see what I then said I started buying out of necessity of making money, which definitely I got to regret because of the pressure I was under, based on the fact that I needed to make money and all that. So I made the wrong decision as well. So let's quickly jump into it. So here is my 15-minute time frame. So I'm scrolling back to definitely after marking the weekly high and low of the week. So let's see what's happening. I'm trying to go back there. So from that day, I definitely said I was buying, which I showed. I was definitely buying. So around this point, like I said, if you watched my previous videos, I then bought from this level, and then while I bought from this level, it was around evening or so, or rather at night. So the intention was to close the next day. So I then hold the trade all through the night and the next day. So while also I woke up, I definitely saw that it's moved around this level to this high, and then it then rejected when the section officially opened. It rejected up to this side. So at that particular point again, I then went in for a buy trade, and then I closed off around this level. Around this level, I closed off my trade around this level. So when I closed off, I eventually made the withdrawal like I showed you guys. So what happened again? We then I then saw that market was definitely going to do a pullback. So the pullback I saw was this pullback, and then I enter for a sell trade, which I also you saw from my trading history as well. So I enter for a sell trade, and then I was risking around 9 to 7 pips thereabout. And then while the trade definitely I saw some little movements on the sell side, I reduced my risk because for me it's all about reducing my risk. It's all about capital preservation. So for me, I reduced my risk, and then as you can clearly see, price tended and took me out on SL, and then came to the direction I was anticipating, the take profit area. So eventually, that was the quick sell I was definitely targeting. And then what happened again? The intention also, I saw a quick buy to this level. I was definitely seeing that price was going to create a new high, looking left. So what happened? Price failed to do that, and instead it rejected. So while on this day, I definitely was, like I said, under the pressure of trying to make money and all that, making money and all that. So I then went in for a buy, which I ought not to have done. I never buy from this level, especially when price hasn't formed a new high yet. Based on how I trade, if I wanted to trade this trade on a normal day, I supposed to wait for price to create a new high, then the pullback on this level, then I'm going to go long. But what happened out of the necessity of wanting to make money, I went in here, and then I was risking 50 pips. I got stopped out around, that's the loss I showed you guys, around $13. And then what happened again? Yesterday, I then saw that price eventually came back to this level, which is the weekly high and low of the week. Price came back to this level, and then I was positioned for a quick long trade, which definitely I didn't enter. Price eventually have moved, and as you can clearly see, price eventually just moved a little bit, did over 70 pips on gold on the buy. So what happened was definitely this. If you can see what's happening based on how the market was, remember this place was definitely the weekly high and low. So like I always say, whenever price tends to retest on this weekly high of the week, it tends to push the market to the original direction, which was to go to the upside. And here, as you can see, there is resistance here. So definitely, I believe here my act as resistance to push the market to the downside. But we have to see what the market have for also when it opens on Monday. But eventually, I wanted, when I came into this direction, into this place, the market has already moved. So I didn't want to force it. And market eventually came back again to this level. So my internet has been messed up, and I haven't been having constant internet. It's been off and on. So I didn't see this movement. My intention was to just go in, buy quickly, which means buy, target 50 pips. In this case, I was targeting 150 pips, which was a very good move, a very huge movement. So I was expecting the week to close for gold creating a new high. So, but what happened? Market closed without doing that. So, what I'm just going to do for the new week is just to do my analysis and reposition. So, here is the lesson I learned. You definitely don't have to trade out of the necessity of making money. You need to trade based on what the market has given you. So that is it on gold. So that is definitely it on gold. So on the other pairs I traded also for the week, it's GBPUSD. Let's quickly go jump into GBPUSD. So on this level, you can clearly see that my bias on GBPUSD was spot on, but I definitely out of the fact that I missed out. So on my 15-minute time frame, I just want to show you guys, like I always do, transparency is key. Transparency is key for me in my journey because I'm documenting my journey. I never said I'm perfect, but I'm documenting my journey so you guys can see. So this is definitely what happened on GBPUSD. So on this day, GBPUSD, I definitely took the approach that I usually say whenever price breaks below or breaks above my weekly high or psychological level, price always tend to test on that level. So on this level, I saw this break here. Price has eventually touched the psychological level. Then what happened? I was expecting a pullback into this level. So I was expecting a rejection on this level. So I then went in for a sell trade on this level when I saw price rejected around this level. So I entered a sell trade when I saw price reject this level. And then what happened? I got stopped out on 30 pips. I reduced my risk though. I then stopped out on this level. Then on the same day, I saw this movement. I saw that price eventually has come to this level also where I have psychological level that's definitely acting as resistance, and then weekly high of the week that's definitely acting as resistance. And on top of that, I found three of my four confluences, which is psychological level, high of the week, and price action, which is MO pattern in this case. So what happened? Based on the fact that I took the two loss already, I didn't want to trade again because I always trade two times. When I lose, I then tend to not trade again that day. Then I just left it out. And the next day, which I came into the market, I saw also a sell opportunity also. Like I always say, whenever price breaks below my weekly low or my low of the week, I tend to go in because price tend to reject from that level and go to the original direction, which I then did. As you can clearly see, I entered on this level again, risking 30 pips. And while the trade was definitely moving in my direction, I reduced my risk from 30 to 15 pips. So as you can clearly see again, I got stopped out. And what did we see? You can clearly see that the sell, definitely the take profit was smashed, even if as much as I wasn't there. So that was definitely that on my trade for the week that just closed. I think this was the two pairs I traded throughout the week, and I'm down, like I showed you guys, I'm down on loss, so which you clearly see. So I just wanted to be transparent with you guys to share with you what really happened. And while I'm also documenting, I'm also being transparent to show you guys my journey because we know definitely that I'm going somewhere. So I just wanted to take this time, as always, Saturdays for weekly recaps on my trade. So this was definitely my trade on the weekend, not the week that just closed now. So I want you guys to hit the subscribe button. I want you to smash it, like for more.